before I start, so there's no confusion, I wrote my testimony in the form of a poem for a lot of reasons, for time and to leave out specific details and everything, but for the honor of the Lord God, He deserves it. I grew up in church. I know the protocol. I was that kid who slept under the benches during altar call. I wasn't born into it, but began at an early age. At 4 years old, both of my parents were saved. I watched my mom get baptized with tears in her eyes, having no idea of the purpose that would soon be realized. It wouldn't take long for the enemy to realize it too. I think that's the explanation for everything we've been through. Little did we know that this was only the beginning of a battle that's still being fought, but one I'm confident that we'll come out winning. I grew up in church. I lived the Christian life. But coming from a broken home is one thing I never thought I'd be able to testify. The enemy made various attempts at taking our lives, but when all of that failed, he began sowing the seed of something he had yet to try. He dug down deep into the roots of our past until he hit rock bottom and was sure that that's where we would land. I grew up in church. My parents are ministers. Why would God let the devil turn our lives so sinister? And where was God in all of this? How could he let this happen? Why is my family falling apart, God? I feel like I've been abandoned. I'm sick to my stomach, I can't even eat. I'm in so much pain that I can barely breathe. Living life to the beat of my heart breaking, being faced with the question of whose side I should be taking. I didn't know what to believe, so I stopped believing completely, even in me. But what I failed to recognize, and what I just couldn't see, was how quietly God was working behind the scenes. And how what the devil intended for my defeat, God was using for His glory and His victory. He's taken me places I didn't want to go, but when it came time to leave some of them, I found it so hard to let go. He's brought me people that I didn't even try to meet, yet those are the very people who have had the biggest impact on me. See, I grew up in church. And when you're raised in the Lord's ways, it's easy for people to think you've never seen bad days. They think you hide behind God as a form of denial so you can have some hope to cope with life's trials. But, oh my God, but this hope that I have is the anchor of my soul. And I can't deny that my God is greater than everything that I know. I hide behind Him because the righteous runs to Him and are safe. Under the shadow of His wings, I'm covered by His grace. Hallelujah. So I dare to believe His promise, so I dare to believe His promises for me. I know the opposite of confusion is peace and not clarity. God is still working in me and wants me to trust in Him completely, having peace to know that He will never leave me. So, although the storms may rage, be it rain or hail, I know the purpose of God will always prevail. So today, I declare a war against the enemy of my soul. And no matter what that devil tries to throw my way, with all that I am, I will stand and say He is faithful to His word and works all things together for good, because He is good all the time. And all the time, God is good. Amen. Give the shot of praise tonight. He deserves the honor. He deserves all the glory. God is good. He's faithful. You don't know how hard it is to stand up here and say that when it's a constant battle raging currently. You know how much faith it takes. But I trust my God. I don't know many of you here tonight. In fact, I probably don't know most of you, and I don't know your story. And I look out into this audience tonight and I see a crowd of people that I don't really know where most of them come from. But can I tell you that tonight, Jesus doesn't see a crowd. Jesus sees you individually. He sees you personally. He knows how you're hurting and he knows what you're hiding. Jesus loves you. And I don't know what you carried in here with you tonight. Some of you have been depressed. Some of you have been anxious. Some of you have been scared. Some of you have been heartbroken. I don't know what you brought in here with you tonight. Maybe this is your first time ever in church, or maybe this is your first time in a long time. Maybe you're close to God, or maybe you were once, but you've wandered away for whatever reason. Jesus said in the Bible that he is the good shepherd, and he will leave the 99 sheep on a hill for the one who wandered off. And I'm here to tell you tonight that no matter who you are, no matter what you brought in with you, Jesus wants to set you free tonight. Today is the day of salvation. And if you want that freedom that Jesus died on the cross to give you, all you have to do tonight is humble yourself before God. All you have to do is come to him with a humble and contrite and sincere and hungry spirit, because that is what God is attracted to. He's attracted to a broken heart. And I know it sounds scary to open yourself up and being vulnerable in front of God, but the truth is, God will be gentle with your heart, because he's the one who made it, and he's the only one who truly knows how to heal it. And this song that this next group is about to do is about that very freedom that Jesus wants to give you, and about giving him honor and glory and thanks